everyone. My name is Yarden Weisbrot. I'm the director of Grime. I'm also responsible for stuff like game design, art, animation, story, and a bunch of other stuff. With me here are Jonathan.
Hello, I'm Jonathan. I do technical art, level design, social media management, stuff like that. I also run the Discord, which is very important.
Very important. Hi, my name is Alex. I am the composer of Grime.
And I'm Sean Seca. I worked on the sound design and some of the ambient tracks.
All right. So I was concentrating on what we were just talking, and I didn't notice that he skipped the video, the intro.
The intro? Well, yeah. Why wouldn't
Oh
he?
yeah.
He
So-
also skipped
It
the
is a
crawling
speed.
if we hadn't fixed that.
Yeah, so there was like initially when the game launched, there was a way for people, if I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jonathan, if they keep holding the right mouse button or something, they can just like walk past the intro outside.
Yeah, if they just started moving as soon as they landed, the character would just get up on its feet and start moving, which is pretty funny, but also kind of problematic if you run the other way because then you'd be stuck.
Yeah, I was worried about like actual players doing this accidentally and then just missing on the intro.
hmm
All right.
I remember.
So
Now I remember a bug where it started once, and the character just instantly zoomed to the left of the screen, and then you could start running. I was like, "Did I do that?" Or it's like, they don't tell me these things.
sometimes, bro, that bug still happens. We
Oh,
have no
no.
idea what made it happen. To this day, we don't know.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Mhm. And there's a lot of parkour going on here, like jumps and using momentum. It's pretty creative.
Yeah, when it comes to this kind of movement, I gotta thank Sean for making like nice sounds for this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When
Yeah.
you think of like Ocarina of Time or Symphony of the Night, like all that dashing and rolling, it's not good for the ears.
All right. So I'm guessing like at the early part of the game so far, Yontan is a big speedrun enthusiast. I think the biggest one in the studio. So he's seen pretty much every speedrun there is.
Most of them.
He has
Yeah.
seen he has seen the previous. Okay, I'm just looking for a second. All right. I'm
Never
guessing
found
this
that room.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I've never found that room.
I never found that either.
Congratulations. So
well done.
Yontan knew the previous speedrun of this same speedrunner, and this is actually a new speedrun which was recorded specifically for this video. And Yontan hasn't seen this one, so he's coming in
Right.
fresh. No spoilers.
Man, he's saving like every millisecond. Like with that giant wall, you usually need 4 hits, but he just did 2 hits and threw a bomb at it, which is faster by like maybe half a second, maybe less. That's pretty smart.
So Yontan is one that has seen like other speedruns. Like when does it start getting like more wacky? When do they start actually managing to break?
I think I don't know if he'll do that here, but later on he'll find a weapon that is not only very powerful, but also when you use its special attack next to doors or thin walls, and you quit out of the game, you'll appear on the other side when you come back. I don't know if we fixed it or we tried to fix it and it didn't work, but that's what I remember seeing a lot of the time. So maybe we'll see that here as well.
So first of all, I see that like he's actually trying to kill all the elite enemies that give you hunt points. The player can then use those to like upgrade, invest in his skill tree, and become stronger. So I'm guessing he tries to get every advantage he can to beat the bosses faster. That's probably the reason, right?
Probably. I would guess he's trying to get or max out a certain trait really quickly because it'll boost his damage. There's a lot of compromise going for these kind of routes, I guess, where you try to get the resources you need to be powerful, but you also don't want to waste too much time getting them.
So
I always get hit by these spikes.
I mean, you're not on a countdown.
True.
Oh my god! Actually, he actually got through all of them.
Wow.
That's supposed to be possible.
Really?
I
He
mean,
parried
yeah,
all
it
four of them?
force
I
you to
missed
like
that.
learn that you can parry the arms.
Mm. Oh yeah, the 3 arms, right? That wasn't supposed to be possible. Oh damn.
Alright, so here's coming in on the first boss. He got so fast that the light didn't manage to turn off on in time.
I wonder why he dashed to the other side first. Like usually you do it from the left and then go to the right, but
I'm guessing just a flex.
Maybe flex.
maybe
Yeah.
yeah.
It was game board waiting around.
I imagine this parry is going to remain really powerful until the end of the game. I haven't
yeah.
actually seen
I
any
imagine so.
speedruns of this yet.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't know if we want Jonathan to spoil it.
It's a blessing and a curse, but I don't remember most of the things that I watch, and in this case, I don't remember most of the tricks that I saw in speedruns. So it's gonna be exciting for me either way. But he's just going through it. Damn.
So I guess I'll quickly just talk about this area, even though we're just finishing this area. So the area was covered with arms that you don't have to parry, but eventually we kind of forced you to. So to prepare you to specifically this boss fight, so that like you'll be more aware that you can absorb pretty much everything. And you should definitely absorb this the hands off of this boss fight to make it much easier.
Yeah. Fun fact: just today, I fixed the bug that allowed you to skip this boss entirely. I don't know if it's in the actual like current release of the game or if it's in the DLC.
The
we're working on.
speedrunner is gonna get angry if he actually finds out.
Yeah, but actually, if you die to the boss and then come back, and then when you hit him, he kind of pops out of his shell. If you quit out just at that time, just in the right moment, you'll come back and he'll still be in his shell, but you'll be on the other side of the arena, so you can just move on. And because this boss doesn't give you an ability that you need to progress through like other areas, like an actual traversal ability, that's actually okay. I don't know if it's still in the in the retail build.
So I've seen a bunch of other speedruns, and they always basically like do something like, I don't know, in the middle of opening a door, like in Elden Ring. I've seen them like open a door or enter a fog gate, immediately exit the game, come back in, and break something or teleports them to the other side of the map. Like, so this is basically kind of happened here also with the first boss, you're saying.
I see he's going for the weapon.
I was going to say the first time I played this, I accidentally, I hit the boss, I went to the other side, and I quit out for some reason. And then when I came back, I was able to just carry on walking. And I think you guys patched that.
Bugs always remain. There's always some goddamn bugs.
You
I mean,
fix
to be
one, two
fair-
other pop out.
To be fair, up to this point, I haven't seen anyone really, manage to squeeze through the colliders of walls and stuff. That's something you see a lot happen in the speedrun of games.
Yeah, so that's the Urglaive. It's a pretty powerful weapon. Consumes more than average stamina, but if you use it well, you can get some pretty decent DPS while staying relatively safe.
He's been so fast. He's trying to do this so quickly. He's not even healing. Like he doesn't even want to like waste
It's a
the
waste
time
of
healing.
time. It's a waste of
Yeah.
time.
That 1 second of healing. Nah.
Oh wow! He actually used the destroy vessel just to go back to the checkpoint faster. Yeah.
So this
Oh.
is a fun but not so fun fact. The destroy vessel option was added like in the last, I think, 2 weeks or so before launch, because I was like, people are still gonna somehow find a way to get stuck into the floor or something, or maybe we mess something up. And this saved a lot of people from going through, like, from having like the game just. Basically, a lot of people went through walls in the very
Yeah,
beginning, in the
for
first
sure.
few weeks. So thank God we had that kill option. It's not a really healthy crutch, but yeah.
Yeah, it's better than not having it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll go for the risky strat, where when you get to a later part in the game, you can actually just not enter one checkpoint, and then you'll go through like 2 areas, kill a boss, and then just use Destroy Vessel to go back to the checkpoint and save a ton of time. But if you die along the way, that's 2 whole areas you need to do again. I wonder if he'll go for that.
He just killed like a ranged enemy, and I'm guessing like many times before that ranged enemy just shot at him while he was on the ladder. They just got pissed off at it. So, who's here finished Elden Ring?
You know, this area has my favorite, or rather second favorite, ambient soundtrack. Actually, when I first heard it, it gave me like nostalgic feelings. For a game.
It's like it is my favorite area in the game, visually, and just combat wise as well.
Nice.
Although there are
It
some
kind of
later
reminded
areas,
me
like,
of
with the platforming gets insane.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Populous 3 for whatever reason. I don't know why. It's a game I really like, and the theme of desert just kind of reminded me of that, which is why I
Actually,
really
the
like
first
it.
track I wrote for the game.
Yeah.
I was really happy
remember.
with how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're talking about the ambience music that Sean made,
We should talk about Rose music.
yeah, we'll get to that when we get to the boss.
If he
Reference,
defeats the bosses so quickly, we won't have any time to like listen to it.
Exactly. Poor Amalgam
Um,
was just out of there, man. Didn't get to hear a thing.
Yeah.
the amalgam theme song. Oh my! The amalgam theme song is one of like probably the best, most liked game.
I remember listening to it in loops when I first heard it.
I think we were all listening to it in loops, but you were just doing it for like several hours a day, non-stop.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the kind of guy who really likes one single track and listens to it in loop for like days
Yeah,
until I can't take it
cool.
anymore.
I'm doing the same now with Elden Ring tracks. There's some.
By the way,
really
I don't know if you noticed, but he actually broke a deadly fall by grabbing onto a ledge
Oh.
earlier on.
Yeah, that's just too hard to fix. We'll just leave it in.
Plus, it's fun. So
Oh yeah, it is. But also,
It's
if
so
you
hard.
mess up, then it's not so fun.
that's true.
Well, that can be said on most things in speedruns, isn't it?
Yeah, speedrunners get mad when you patch like glitches that are actually make the game fun.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. All right.
I love how
So
he just goes
Whispering
flying.
Mothers.
Yeah.
So
I remember making the patterns for the rocks. Man, that was so much work.
This is a fun fight. I always like bosses where there's like 2 or more things. As long as it's like designed properly. I just like that feeling of juggling many things at once.
Yeah, not just
I
tossing
generally
a
don't
dozen
like-
enemies at you.
I generally don't like double boss fights, but I think this one is really well designed. Like I had a lot of fun doing it.
A quick trivia on the reference for the boss theme song. I don't know how well people will be able to hear it, but basically, if any of you know Old Boy, which I'm guessing quite a few people know, that was the reference, the sole reference basically I gave Ro for the music for this fight, for the first phase at least. So it's kind of a waltzy song,
Great movie.
and then it
Yeah, I
goes a little bit
remember.
more.
Yeah, you gave me a few references when I was like listening and going through them and watching the boss footage. All the animation and the way they just moved around, the flow just really fit that waltz vibe. So I was like, yeah, okay, that's definitely a good way to go.
Oh yeah,
It's
I think we actually we used it as a placeholder. The actual the track from Old Boy. I remember how exactly it's called, but we actually just put it in the game temporarily to like get a feel for how it works with the fight, and you liked it.
Oh yeah, and I came up with this idea of just having the boss's voices like being key with the track,
Oh,
but at the time
yeah.
it was with the temp track, so I didn't realize it was a temp track, and I kind of pigeonholed Alex to like write in that specific key. Sorry, Alex.
That's funny. No, yeah, I'm pretty good with music theory. Can make anything work.
should we talk about how I wanted you to add more breathing and whispers to
No, absolutely
all
not.
the critical tracks? That was
By
a
the way,
fun period of time.
he did that 42 seconds faster than his previous best. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's a ton of time in speedrunning.
You maybe if you can kind of hear it as the theme song, a more gentle
Yeah.
version playing right now.
I wanted more reasons to pepper music here and there. I thought this was a good one. Like you've achieved quite a lot, and now you're moving up. Like, ooh, what could happen next?
Yeah, it added a lot, and it was entirely your idea. I didn't want any more songs past the bosses really, and you were just looking for opportunities
Yeah.
to add more to the game.
Oh, he keeps coming up with ideas, and he won't shut up.
It was you and Sean both actually. Sean was all the time also pestering me about
Yeah.
like the elevator should have like it should like have a sound of like the chains slowing down or something, and also a loop, and also like sound of like the rocks on the side like sliding into like a slot or whatever, like all the small stuff.
Yeah. No, I would annoy Yarden with messages, and he wouldn't like. I'd send him like huge blocks of text just saying, "Well, what if you did this? What if you did that?" And I'm like, "Am I the asshole?"
No. You were basically like you gave us a huge list which was all useful. It was just like it was at the time after the game just launched, and there were so many issues with the game that like had to take some priority. For example,
Oh yeah, yeah.
a very valid issue that was never brought up through internal testing, but people were completely right, was that we had like 3 fast travel points in the game or so, and that forced a lot of kind of tedious backtracking in the game. And in the month after launch, we added like more than double of them to make it feel like more seamless. There's always like kind of a nearby fast travel point that you can go to. What made it worse was that you need to go to the hub specifically to upgrade weapons. So if you're facing a boss and you're like, okay, this is a hard boss, I want to get some material and upgrade my weapons to make it a little bit easier, it was really uninviting to do that. It's like, oh, it's a huge ass walk. And I don't feel like I'm going to have to walk a lot back, forth, etc.
He's getting another weapon, and this one's a
Yes.
strength weapon. It's pretty powerful, but I wonder what he's gonna use it for.
I don't hear anyone saying this weapon's really powerful. To be honest.
Like stats wise, pretty powerful. I wouldn't
but
say it's
no-
the best weapon in the game or anything like that, but
That's the
look at
weird.
the
He went
stats
out of his
alone.
way to get that specific weapon, but like I don't know a lot of people that really went through the game using that weapon specifically.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
no!
Oh,
Oh no!
Right.
Oh,
Ooh.
the first mishap.
I assume
happened?
you guys nerfed the rock fist.
did we?
No, we did.
Well, when I
Were
played
we
it, you were
supposed
like,
to?
you were like, Ro, don't use the rock fists. They're too strong. I was like, oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So I think it was because the rock fist. I think you're talking the obelisk fist. It was supposed to be like a very slow weapon that hits for much more. There's like 2 versions of fist weapons. Like there's fast fist, and there's the obelisk fist, which is a very slow weapon.
I love
However,
the fast
when
fist.
you were in the air, when you were doing air attacks with the obelisk fist, it was very fast animations. It was using the fast animations of the fast fist. So you were hitting for like 5 times the damage, but at the same attack speed, if that makes sense. Basically.
Oh, wow, that was close. He almost died there.
Do you remember how fast was the previous speedrun?
I don't remember the exact time. I think it was like an hour 20 or an hour 15, something like that.
All right.
I think you can go faster if you skip some of the bosses. But but this run is the kinship percent, which the community decided means that you need to get the kinship ending, where you kill the final boss.
My
But
goodness.
you'll see that later. So I see he's going for the strat that I mentioned. He got into the checkpoint in World Pillar, and he's going to beat the boss of this area, and then just teleport back to World Pillar and save a ton of time.
Yeah. Okay. But he has no health.
Cool.
But he has no health, so if he dies, that's no fun.
So he's gonna beat the boss with the current of health. Oh, okay. He can heal here with the crystal. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well,
Actually, that
Bit
hidden
friendly.
wall reminded me of something. In the game, when you're near hidden walls, you have that little sound effect of little rocks falling. That wasn't actually my idea. I don't know who came up with that idea, but that was really good. That was really clever.
No, this is a cool area. I remember when I first came here, it was the ambient track and there's like little bongos, right, in the music. And I was like, I have to use those in the boss theme. That like as a continuation thing. Like it's building up to something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad I inspired Alex Rowe.
It was very easy. Sean's very good at what he does.
Thank you.
Oh,
You're
so-
also very good at what you do.
Oh, you guys, come on.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
You know, it's just a love fest, you know. We're
Hey,
just
you want to go
complimenting
get
each
some
other.
coffee?
On the topic, like this is Sean's first time working on a game, right? You've never made sound effects for a game before.
Yeah, this was my first project, well, like game I've ever worked on. So it was really exciting, and it was cool as well that it was a game that I actually, you know, thought was really cool. When you sent me the footage of it, I was like, really? This is the game? Like, this looks amazing. Like visually.
I'll kind of give a brief history. When Grime began, those falls. When Grime began, first of all, like there was no emphasis on pairing. That was only added after the Sekiro trailer came out, and there was like I wanted to add the parry to the game for a while, but this is our first game. This is my first time also being a director or anything, and I didn't wanna risk doing something I have no idea about. But when the Sekiro trailer came out and I saw it was like a huge emphasis on pairing, then like that became like a permission from Miyazaki, I guess, to do a game on pairing. So I went to the Reddit forums, and immediately after Sean made a rescoring of the announcement trailer, where he redid all of the sound effects and all of the music, and it was perfect. Like it showed how much you understand like the gameplay importance of like emphasizing the blocks versus like the parries in Sekiro, and like making like satisfying shinks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically like how we got to work with Sean through a rescoring video on the Reddit forums of Sekiro.
Yeah, it's getting like gigs these days is mostly through social media now. On the internet, it's strange, but it was pretty cool.
No, he's really low on HP.
Yeah,
That's pretty spooky.
This is one of my favorite bosses, I have to say,
Yeah.
visually and like
Oh, yeah,
mechanically.
for sure.
and the music.
And the music. I really like the
Yeah.
music, the bongos.
I remember composing phase 2 and I had this boss on the screen and I had the music playing. I was standing up and I was just sort of like vibing. I was like, yes. I hope they like this song. I hope they like it.
Nah, well, it was one of my favorite songs. What I feel bad for is that your favorite song, the refight with the first boss, is not in the speedrun. I know you felt bad about like you know, your favorite track is for a boss that like the majority of players are not gonna see.
That's fine. I enjoy. You know how like FromSoft has all this like secret hidden content. I was happy to do like a really good track that hardly anyone will hear.
If anyone's curious, check out Misbegotten Amalgam on YouTube. And yeah, Ro's favorite track.
Is it?
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you said. I think you said it is like in one of your streams. I think it was after the game release.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
he's doing the thing. Yes. And now he's back at Wall Pillar, saving like I don't know, like 10 minutes of walking back, or like 5 if you just teleport
Hey.
through the fast travel.
I'm just now noticing the names on the top right side of the screen. Like the next
Talk to
boss
the
is
hand.
Talk to the Hand.
Spoilers.
I mean, everybody could be able to see it in the video, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of spoilers, well, I was glad to actually get to do a hub theme because I've got a big thing for hub themes. But I don't know how many people know that the hub theme is also like Shidra's theme and is also the final boss theme. So like the hub theme is arranged into a final boss theme as well.
I actually didn't know that. I work on this game.
I thought that was a neat idea. Like that's never been done, has it? Let's do that.
Yeah, the use of motifs is powerful too.
Exactly. Just emphasizing a certain like that a certain musical score symbolizes something is I mean, Undertale and other such games. A lot of games do that, like good ones.
I remember one from Hollow Knight, I think, that like Hornet's theme is somehow related to the King's theme because she's his daughter.
Spoilers.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it is spoilers. Shoot, sorry.
Everybody played Hollow Knight.
Yeah, you're gonna spoil who Hollow Knight is, actually.
I have no idea who the Hollow Knight is. I didn't progress enough.
Alright. Watch Mossback videos. You need to see a couple of hours over there. The Vatia of Hollow Knight.
Yes.
Come on, Team Cherry, give us an update on.
So we
Swift
just
Bomb.
seen Jan's head explode because he's going to be remade in a better form, I guess.
It's gonna be made a little bit more shapely.
Mm.
See what you did there?
Yeah.
The movement around this area and the next area is going to be harsh, man. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to
Oh yeah. I wonder how we'll save time in the next area because it's mostly going up. Most of the time saves I saw here are mostly based on falling. So we'll see.
This must be so annoying. God. Yeah, this area got a lot of feedback up to this day. Like people are still kind of ambivalent on the path and the palace because suddenly the game before we wanted like to gradually introduce you more and more into platforming elements as we give you more like traversal abilities, like for example now the air dash. And in this area, we kind of force you to use more of those elements rather than just making them optional. And yeah, there was a lot of tweaking going on in this this area and the one coming right up now.
I don't think we can finish this area without at least mentioning the MVP, the hallmark of Servant's Path, which is the red needle.
People can't really, I think, understand the pain that players went through from this playthrough. But the fire needle is like is shot by an enemy from off screen, and when it hits you, it just stays inside of you and like ticks until you die, and you have to like dash out to release it from you. And I thought like that's super clever because when you dash, you kind of like you dissolve, so it obviously drops it. But for people that didn't figure it out, they were really, really mad, and I was like, "Oh, God damn,
I didn't figure it out when I played it.
How can I kill this but not piss people off?" Also, this part, yeah, this was also really a problem.
Man,
There's-
those spikes are something because every single one of them plays a sound when it pops out. So when you have like 10 of them on screen, they all overlap.
Tornado
Yeah.
on now, tornado.
Ugh.
Using the environment, very good.
So,
So Servant's
what's up?
Path. It, it,
Yeah.
it, it was once called Tilted Palace because we wanted it to be tilted and kind of be kind of wonky, diagonal kind of platforming bits, but that didn't really pan out eventually.
Let's be more specific. Why didn't it pan out?
Various reasons that I will not go into right now.
The main reason, though, is that just like using diagonals, like floor diagonals in the game, just break everything, and it's so hard to make it work. So
It's really
at
it's
some
really hard
point-
for me because I really like diagonals.
At some point we had to like go over the entire game and just clean everything that's like vertical from the floor. You also had some. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yes, I thought he'd do that with the other weapon, but guess he went with that.
I mean, to be fair, like we haven't had a lot of like bug exploitations going on over here. This is mostly just him playing very well.
Yeah,
Yeah, trying to get through this area fast is a very familiar feeling.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Oh no!
Ugh, this
Yeah,
area,
this room. Yeah, this room.
the pain.
So I don't know if it's. I'm guessing it's probably not as fun for people to watch the game when it is not being like completely destroyed. People just like again, I don't know, just jump in the air and exit or die, or do all those kind of crazy bugs that make them like skip stuff. But just for the record, it's so hard to try and make it like very very immune. What just happened?
Oh,
How did he drop it?
we should add that to the bug list. He's supposed to ride the platform, and you kind of have to pull him along until you can get into range and kill him. But that didn't happen.
So yeah, it's just I mean, the fear is at the end of the day that like the average normal player won't experience this kind of stuff that like speedrunners are aiming to do. Like my fear was that if someone comes to the boss and has to go and exit the game, then suddenly like something insane happens. Like again, it teleports or like the boss just died for some reason. So we tried to like make it as foolproof as possible for the average player, I guess. So excited to talk to the hand.
I'm excited to see that exploit again.
Oh,
Oh, he's doing
I
it
really
again.
love it. I love these kinds of exploits because they're really creative. They're just people bashing their heads against the wall until something breaks. That's not their head, and that's
The-
exactly what's happening here.
the thing is, initially it was I think
Wow,
people were
he skipped so much. Now that I think about it, he
Yeah.
skipped so much with that.
people were able to get through the door initially just using the special of some other weapon, I think, right?
Yeah,
They didn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
to- So
So,
yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to exit the game now to be able to glitch through the door. So that's it's a bit of an extra step.
So now you see why we're talking to the hand person thing. Shapely fetus? Fetus? What? How did we
Is he okay?
decide to call it?
We'll leave it for the audience to decide.
Mm.
It's open to interpretation.
I think I said Fidus.
Yeah, I pronounced it Fidus.
All right, Fidus canon, I guess. I don't know.
So I think this is either the or the second most favorite song of the fan, from what I saw. I think it goes well just with the intensity of this fight.
So most people go
Yeah.
through this fight not realizing they can like still parry the fist because he punches with the fist and it's not red and on fire. There you go. Oh,
Ah,
oh my God. Oh wait, he didn't activate the checkpoint.
I don't think so.
Oh my God, he didn't activate the checkpoint.
And I think he should have been able to parry that. When I think about it.
I think what happened is that when he was leaning forward to do the parry, he went through her as she went through him, so the colliders didn't meet or something.
Mm.
Well, the bright
Yeah,
side is
could
that we
be.
get to listen to the epic music again.
You guys failed him. You failed his speedrun.
Well, so I call her fittest or them, the thing they are. They're actually like the second enemy design for the game. The first one were the Rockheads, and this one was the second one we did, and wasn't even supposed to be a boss in the very beginning. We're just giving some
Yeah.
music.
In awe of the gameplay.
There you go.
Are there any speedruns that uses that lantern where you like stack up and then boom, massive damage?
Oh yeah, I use that a bit on my run. It's pretty powerful.
I know there are people who are trying to, or rather who want to play the entire game with that lantern. That's currently not possible. But as
Really?
soon as you get it, and you get it pretty early if you know where it is, you can do most bosses with it. And it's pretty fun to watch.
I think it was like last time I saw about it, like when you reported bugs to me, it was kind of broken, and like people would just like put in full stacks and using an item that doubles all damage, and then it would just like completely destroy the boss in one shot, basically.
Oh, I that's so old. I don't remember that. Then again, I don't remember many things, so maybe it's not that old. But yeah, that's the third phase of Shapely Fighters, which is a surprise for many people. There are many, well, not so much today because they're not saved, but I saw a lot of clips of people playing the game after the game launched, and they were so shocked by that third phase.
Yeah, I love the reactions to this.
Yeah, and when the health bar go crazy, that's the idea of our programmer, to make like the player for a second just go, is it going down or not? What the hell is going on? And just like like kind of panic into them.
GG.
Man, I feel bad. He saved a minute with Moms and Vulture and then wasted a minute just because of that death.
I gotta be prepared for everything, Jonathan.
Well, that's true.
I'll just kill myself.
I'm so angry. Ugh. Damn devs. But yeah.
So,
let's see if we can make up for that.
So now he just got a new traversal ability that lets him pull. He was able to before pull objects to him or pull enemies to him, and now he can pull himself to like flying. Basically, this here. So more platforming stuff.
It is the best mechanic in this game, in my opinion.
So everything like related to the pull was really scary for a very long time, because you get pull after the second boss, which is like several hours into the game, and we didn't really have any testers if you go to conventions and stuff like that, people usually play like for 15 minutes, 20 minutes at most, and maybe they get to the first boss. So for a very long time working on the game, like the first 2.5 years, 3 years almost, no one really tested the pull ability, and it was really stressful. Like, kept having the thoughts of like, this may just not work. Like, typically in this kind of games, you don't aim something like a pull. It's automatic. When you're in range, you just press a button and then you get hooked to something on screen, like an automatic lock on. So yeah, for a very long time, wasn't sure if people are gonna like it or not. Oh yeah, actually, I think a week before launch, we made a change to how you control pulling on the controller. One of the reviewers, I think it was an IGN reviewer. He was like playing with the controller, and you had to aim with the joystick and click a button to pull yourself. And I think he suggested maybe this could be like better if you didn't have to click the button and just like immediately like aim and release. And we did that change in a week before launch and sent him the update for the review build, and he was like, "Yeah, it's cool, much better."
Yeah, that
Just
really
like
weirded
that,
me
our
out.
score up from 8 to 9.
I mean, yeah, like the reviewer, like he had the line saying like the controls on the platforming is terrible because of this pull mechanic, and then just like deletes that line. Okay, it's good.
Man, this enemy gave me so much trouble. The smashing one. Jeez.
Yeah, a lot of people like get to this point like don't really expect that you can repel them. That's a trick. Repel and pull. So this may be a good time to mention that we're working on a pretty huge DLC. This specific area is not gonna end with a big flashy boss fight, but we are currently working on an expansion to this area, which is one of the biggest areas of the game, if not the biggest area in the game. Gonna be. And what is going on? Oh,
He tried to pull the platform, I think.
yeah, I was for a second thinking it's gonna be intentional. Like there's gonna be some trick with the lightning in the bottom. So we're adding several new boss fights. They're gonna be like themed around the flowery stuff. We're gonna be making some highly requested since launch quality of life improvements. You'll be able to equip weapons even if you don't meet the stack requirements. So you'll be able to like test the moveset before you like put the point investment into them. So to make it harder to get lost, we've added to the map screen like dots of where you've been. So even if you haven't unlocked the area map, you'll still be able to know where you've already been. A bunch of new weapons, new abilities. Yeah, so look forward to that.
And also a lot of optimization, because we're also working on a Switch port for the game. A lot of the optimization stuff that we do for the Switch will make their way to the PC build as well. So even if your PC is kind of weak or couldn't run the game, you can expect improvements in the DLC.
It should work on a potato. What? What?
What?
I don't have a potato PC anymore though.
No.
Anymore.
Whoa, hello.
Since you got a new PC, you disappeared. You're like, okay.
Yeah, so Sean wasn't really able to play the game like at consistent 30 FPS, and Seth was one of the only players. Like again, for a very long time, we didn't have any testers or anything. So like when Ro and Sean began working with us, I wanted them to record everything that they do so I can see if everything's working properly for them. And Sean's videos were just like 30, 60 or something, like yeah.
480p.
Yeah, I need like a magnifying glass to see them.
I felt so bad too. I was like, damn, just my GPU's just garbage.
So,
if you're wondering why the map is black, that's because he didn't stop to unlock any beacons. Show the area that you've just explored.
I just thought it might be worth reminding that Sean did all the voices in the game as well.
Yeah, Sean, can you do a little Shidra for us?
Sorry, mate.
Let me just give a voice changer. 2 seconds.
Ooh.
So we were meeting Jan again, and he's not really happy with himself, even though he thought that if he'd be remade, he'd be happy with his, with his form and all that. But that doesn't make him happy. So he's kind of pissed at you. And
I really like that guy.
Yeah, I think everyone liked him until they got to this part right here.
Oh yeah.
You guys added this fight very late, didn't you?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
there's a story behind that. So Jonathan for a very long time was the supplier of testers. Basically, like his friends group were the main people who were testing the game, and there was one person that just played the game like 10 times or something, just non-stop. He recorded like, I don't know, a terabyte of recordings or something, and he basically said it was super unsatisfying reaching the end of the game and having Neon's quest just end with that dialogue before. And that kind of, yeah, that's kind of what encouraged this more final conclusion to it.
I remember watching Elias's stream when he was playing this, and his chat just kept spamming Z-boot. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I remember that.
Wait, that's how you pronounce his name, Elias?
Or Ilias? I don't know if I'm
I-
pronouncing his name correctly.
I've always
He's
said
actually-
Elajaz. I was like, what's
Yeah.
Elajaz?
Yeah, I'm also
I
saying
think he pronounces it
Elias.
Elias or
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, I wanted to say I was really upset when I got to here, and it's like a week before launch. I was like, I didn't get to write a song for this. I'm devastated. But yeah, Elias's playthrough of this was really special.
Yeah,
I
it
just
was.
remember, yeah, that was a really good time.
We were pretty much all there when he reached the end of the
The
game.
end. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like the whole chat was spamming claps, and he was like leaning back and like saying like and also clapping like, oh, very good game and stuff.
Yeah, that was super exciting for me. Like I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. And I think at one point I challenged him to beat the final boss without items, I think it was. And he did. So props to
He
him.
Yeah,
did?
he's a legend.
But
So,
this
It
area,
was so
Uh,
surreal
is,
watching him play it.
this area is my favorite ambient track of Sean's.
Oh,
I
yeah,
really like
same
this
for me.
one.
Actually, this ambient track was inspired a little bit with from The Last Guardian. I really like that soundtrack,
Yeah, it's
and
great
the,
soundtrack.
the strings in it were kind of inspired by that soundtrack.
Mm.
So the game becomes a little bit more platformy, as people will probably be able to see. But the goal was that it's kind of more of a fun, liberating platforming that like it's not too punishing, hopefully, and just kind of to space out and be more of a reflective breather between the boss fights, because especially right now you're heading towards a very different area with very different attitude, I guess, and that's kind of supposed to build anticipation of like all the very different architecture. This place is a bit more colorful, has some gold and stuff. A bit more alien in this already pretty alien world. They're going to be climbing up, and there's going to be like a cheering being heard in the distance.
And Ro tried to time the fading in of the music to
Oh my
how
God.
the player
Yeah.
moves
He's
through
going
this
too
area. Yeah, but he's going too fast.
Perfect.
Yeah, so this ambient track was written by Alex Rowe.
Yeah. Well, because it's not really ambient because it has like the melody. Well, I wrote the boss
Yeah.
song first, and then I did this area, and I was trying to think of a song for this area, and I thought it might just be best if I link the themes. You know, this area has like a complete melody, and I think everyone decided that the boss song of this area is their favorite song in the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's this player's area is more of a like a celebration and like more celebratory. I think some of the references I sent you were like I don't know, like BioWare tavern songs or something.
It really confused me because I was so paranoid about the huge shift in tone. Like, wait, now the game is going to sound happy? That can't be right. But when you like convinced me, because you knew what you wanted in your head, and then when I finally went with that, I was like, okay, yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
we had some people in the studio a bit worried about like, so you get to this area and there's no fighting. Like, what's going on? Like the player here isn't really going to show that, but like you just go around talking to NPCs, get some lore, get some, I guess, goofy interactions, for the most part. But the whole point of this area is like basically dedicated to you and for you to like enjoy your stay.
So what he's
Oh,
doing here,
and-
he's making use of the elevator's momentum to kind of jump up and hit the boss before the fight actually begins, which is very smart. And you know, it's always nice to see kind of hidden mechanics used like that.
So Ro was the first one that discovered this, I think, and I was really surprised when he did that. And I'm like, oh god damn it! Now I'm gonna have to like kind of balance. I'm gonna have to balance the fight around you being able to do this, like deal so much more damage, because people were able to like kill the boss just like on the elevator phase.
Yeah.
So
Man,
there's
No, you can.
so this
Wait,
this
wait,
boss.
hang on a minute. Is this
This-
timed
oh,
right
yeah.
now? Oh no, you guys still have it off by like half a second.
Raro,
Oh,
no.
he
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
he died. Yeah.
So basically like
The music
this
was off.
this boss track music was so ambitious at the very beginning. I wanted like the boss to like change multiple phases, and then like for the track, I wanted the track to be synced with the changes. So like he fights with the sword in the beginning, and it's like has a different kind of tone, like more aggressive or whatever, and then it changes to a different phase, and it's going gentle again. But it was kind of impossible to sync it because the boss can't stop mid animation to switch a phase. So there were always delays, and like I was driving Ro crazy with like trying to like make it work.
Yeah, we were on a video call and I was speaking to like Tio and Yon because they're more like, the programming side and things. And I'm just sitting there going, okay, I'll try my best.
What we did
Because
get
for-
is that like the elevator phase had its own music and it's synced
Yeah,
with the performer like getting off the elevator and like landing. So there's like a pause, anticipation building, and then like boom, the music starts. But
Yeah.
we made some changes to the FPS of the game,
yeah.
and
So
that
it's
destroyed
slightly off.
everything.
Hmm.
And we went
I-
back and forth trying to fix it over and over again.
Yeah,
So
we
remember
changed
with Elliot?
the tick rate.
Yeah, it was perfect with Elias, and I remember Lobos Jr. streaming, and you guys changed stuff, and it was off, and I was sitting in the stream like, oh no, all that effort to get it timed just right.
So we basically our programmer rewrote the entire movement system from scratch. I think in the second week or so, because a lot of people were getting like stuttering on the game, and apparently it's kind of a known thing. I know a lot of games have similar issues, and that's I don't really know the specifics, but the gist of it is that it's required to kind of touch the very basics of the game. So suddenly, like you couldn't jump on elevators, or you were falling through elevators. Like everything that has to do with movement was just like wonky.
I remember when
Even
we all
the-
were trying to beat this at like basically soul level 1 at one point during development.
Yeah, we had like a standoff where we all tried to beat this boss in like level 1, and I don't remember if it was me that was flexing that I can do this. I'm like testing all the bosses like level 1. If I can do them without getting hit, then like the boss is balanced. And I think I kept dying to this boss like so many times. And then who tried? I think like Jonathan, did you try also?
What? Kill him level 0? I think I tried and then promptly gave up. But I think
Yeah,
I did manage to do it eventually. It just took so many tries.
Yeah, we were on a call all together just trying to like see anyone can fucking do it.
It took you so long to say the F. That's impressive.
Been holding on it. This one
I was
just
just
slipped.
thinking about that. He hasn't really sworn much. I was like,
Trying to hold the swain back. We're in a show, on a decent show over here.
he's so.
So yeah, this boss can hit like a truck.
Mm.
Like 2 hits and you're gone. But he did it.
Oh, one of my favorite parts of the game.
The big suck.
Yep.
I'm always kind of sad with where people like when they drop the game before reaching this point, because the city is kind of like, I feel, the most experimental part of the game in a way, because it changes a lot of what you expect by this point, and a lot of people just like kind of give up in the palace area or the garden area. I'm like, oh god damn it! I've made so many changes to the garden and palace areas to make them like trying to tackle what people found like more commonly annoying. So they'll just like get past it and reach like at least this point, even though this is like pretty much near the end of the game. So. Oh, this part was also your idea for the music, Ro, right?
Yeah. So he's just gonna dash through it really fast. I just thought it was
So
that you did something really questionable, and then there's that gorgeous thing in the background. I still don't know what that is, and I thought maybe that's another reflective moment for the player.
So yeah, in the beginning, like both this and the elevator parts were just like, okay, you're sitting in place and you're like watching the view as you like reach your destination. In both those scenarios, like the music added so much to make it like, even if you don't understand what you're seeing exactly or what's going on, it makes it feel much more impactful. You feel it, the music.
Yeah, you feel what you're supposed to, to feel.
The music tells you like
that
this is important. This is impactful.
Yeah.
And then everyone has feels here. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So this area.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So this area is like the dedicated, like you just got a double jump. Everyone expects a double jump at some point. I think it's usually in Metroidvania games like one of the last upgrades. Usually, probably not always. But the point here was to kind of like squeeze as much like out of the double jump. So like you just got it to like make the most out of it. And again, the point of this area was to be like more fun and like not as frustrating. If you fail, if you drop, if you die, whatever. You technically can't die in this area because you continuously heal. It's thankfully supported in the lore of this area because you're basically an area that's covered with let's just call them the healing energies, the breath that you use to heal. But it's first and foremost just to make the gameplay smoother. You don't go back to a check mode all the time. Just you can keep moving forward. So this is actually one of my favorite ambient songs.
Mm.
Yeah,
like in every stream, everyone's just like, "Oh, the feels."
It's funny because it's actually the track that I took the least time to make. It was something I kind of improvised on piano.
It's one of your last tracks. So like at this point, you just you became adept at the work. So like you're just throwing it out there.
I guess so.
But that stuff always happened. Like my most popular remix took like no time. Well, not no time at all. It's like less than a day. I thought, people won't really listen to this.
Yeah, I had the same thought, but no, I was really glad at watching Ella's stream. The chat were really vibing with the music, so that made me happy.
Yeah, I remember saying like, "This is Sean's track, by the way. Give him the praise."
Oh, I was just glad that people were enjoying it. I was like, people don't know me, so that's okay if they misattribute it to someone else. But
it's a great fucking track, and I'm using my next F word.
Yes,
I'm dedicated to you, Sean.
That's another
it's a
coin
great
in the
track.
swear jar.
It's a great fucking track. There you go.
There you go. Another one. That's just how much he likes it.
Is this a good time to plug stuff? Before it wraps up. Like, hey, Sean has a YouTube. So
I barely upload on it, so you can check it out if you
I
want.
a bit, but you can do whatever. I guess I don't know.
I mean, it's a quiet part of the game. I think it's a good place to do it.
Yeah, well, if you guys want to check out my YouTube channel, it's just Sean Seka. And I made a Twitter recently because Yarden told me to. So they can tag me in posts.
Seka
Exactly.
with 2 Cs.
There's so many
Yeah,
indie games.
SECCA.
There's so many indie games. I think they'll have like in the very bottom of the screen they like have the text of like exactly what to look for, so you don't have to spell it out. But yeah, there's so many indie games. A lot of them could use the help of sound effects persons. I think it's very important for games. And yeah, I would like to just be able to like tag you like, oh, this guy is great. Talk to him, or maybe you talk to each other, or whatever.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm just really lazy when it comes to social media stuff.
Yeah, we're all not really like very well. Generally speaking, we're not very like. Actually, that's not true.
I guess.
Yeah, we
You
have
guys,
Ro
you
over
guys should
here.
check out
and
Alex
also
Rowan
Ro.
on YouTube as well.
Yeah, most of the studio are like more introverted. Like we don't wanna talk too much and stuff.
Do any of you guys have any YouTube channels or anything like that? Social medias?
Your
Did you plug
dad
yours already?
made one, I think, right?
I made a YouTube channel like a while back to like I made like fan animations of League of Legends. I still play this game. I'm sorry.
He's making us play it with him in our
Oh
breaks.
no.
On that, I'm not sorry. We should all suffer together, if anything. I made a few fan animations of League of Legends. I'm kind of embarrassed by them right now, so I made a new account to associate myself with, so people won't be able to see them.
So
Hey,
what
I'm
animations do you have there?
What?
What animations do you have there if you don't have the league ones?
No, there's only like League animations on the original YouTube account.
On the original.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm hiding that YouTube account. It doesn't.
Oh,
exist.
okay, okay.
Don't look
You know
for it.
where you use the momentum to like fling yourself with those platforms? How did that idea come about? I'm actually curious.
So it was intentional for one specific area. There's an optional area that you can find from climbing inside of the hub area, and all the platforming in that area is like it relies on you understanding that you can use the momentum. So the mechanic was literally just made so you could potentially discover it by playing like around Nervroot or throughout the game, and then make use of it in that optional area.
Okay.
I was gonna quickly say, like, for a devs react, we've all been like pretty chill because for the most part, he's been playing this game as intended.
I was
is a good
expecting
thing.
crazier stuff. I was expecting like clipping and, you know.
No,
going outside the
there
map.
was some clipping, and I really
Yeah,
like
there
those smart teleports, right? Where he teleports to
yeah.
a checkpoint like 3 areas away. I really like seeing these.
I like speedruns where they play the game well and it's not a lot of
Yeah.
bugs.
Same.
It's just pure skill,
Yeah.
He has gotten good.
no shenanigans.
So we're looking at Shidra here. We saw him before. He helped us by unlocking the rest of the map and upgrading weapons and stuff, and now he's trying to kill us. Tries.
So stuff that you collected kinda is used for this device. He's kinda giving you basically the choice of like, stop being an asshole and killing everybody in this world. Can you just please leave? And you're like, no, I'm on a speed run. So yeah.
I mean, if you were to give up, it'd be much faster. But this is a kinship percent, so giving up is not an option.
Oh boy. Saw
Yeah.
that snap.
So yeah, Shidra.
Yeah, if you give in, no, if you give in, do the credits play?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
it does. It does, but you can then reload the save and just get the achievement for the other ending, and then like go back, beat the boss, and get the other achievement.
Yeah.
So if you're an achievement hunter, there's an easy way of like getting everything on a single save.
I have to say I really like the sound effects for Shidra, but then it took me like 2 days to implement them. It was a crazy
were a
ton
lot.
of work.
It took more than 2 days. More than 2 days.
Yeah?
Yeah, you spent a lot of time on Shidra. Oh, was
No,
it
I-
Fiddus?
Fidus was also very long.
Performance. I think also
No, the
performance.
performance? No, the performance not so much. I don't remember it being too complex. I remember Shidra being like...
I remember you complained a lot about like putting the music in the game, like not the music, the sound effects.
Yeah, so putting the sound effects for bosses is just crazy amounts of work. But just generally speaking, putting in sound effects for like most enemies was pretty easy because they don't have too many animations. But with Shidra, it not only has many animations, but also each animation has many different sound effects that are part of it. So it was
so
a
many
lot of work.
nuances in their animation as well, and because you have the wind-ups, and then you have the swings, and then you have
Right.
projectiles, and you have to create several different variations for the projectiles, because if it's all just one sound effect, it'll sound terrible.
Yeah.
This was a learning experience for all of us. If I don't think we said this before, but this is our very first game ever. Like in the very beginning, when I was asking Sean like for sounds, I didn't know what to expect exactly, and neither did he. And I think you were giving us like sounds as an entire package. For example, like an enemy lifts his hands, and there's like wind-up sounds of like cracking stone, and then like he smashes it, and there's also the sound of an impact. And because animations can we may need to like make the animation longer or something like that, like we may tweak the animation timing, then we had to like separate the sounds and then like place them specifically.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense in retrospect.
I don't know if everyone does that. That's the thing. Like I think a lot of people that like go into game development, that just like end up making their own pipeline, just improvising like whatever works for them, or if they don't know a better way at that moment. So if we work on another game, we may learn that we were really stupid, and that's not how you're supposed to do it.
I mean, just from updating the game, we learned that we're really stupid, because I had to remake all the weapon sounds, because some of them use the same animations, or some of the same animations. So I can't just put an event that says play this sound effect. No, I need to make a new event, or rather Theodore made one. A new event that says play a sound effect, but it differs depending on the weapon you have equipped. So I had to go over all of the attack animations of the player and kind of modify them to use that new special event.
He has
the
the
buff
buff where you pull an enemy and you get like is it a defense buff or an attack buff?
Attack
I
buff.
can't remember.
Attack, you do more damage.
Oh,
I'm just appreciating this fight. He's using like every opportunity to get attack in, like the head, the hands, the movement's good.
Yeah.
This is a fun fight.
So this fight gave me nightmares for a very long time. Also Fyodor, our programmer. But for a very long time, the way I work is I just do the animations, and I'm like, I do whatever I think will make sense, and I kind of try and imagine the attacks and how they'll work out. And when it was put into the game, just nothing made sense. Like how do you hit him? How do you know that you're hitting him? How do you know where you're supposed to hit him? Like I like all the other fights where you could just like the boss is on your lane, like walking. You're on the same depth, and it's very obvious how to hit him. Here it just didn't click for a very long time, and I was so scared that just like I made a total mess. Speaking about like being stupid, I played Will of the Wisp around this time, and I was like, let's have a cool cinematic chase sequence. We can do that just one time at the end, bringing together also some of the platforming elements. And this thing was horrible. This is very simple. Like there's no very interesting platforming going on over here. I had to put all the falling like stuff. Oh my god! I had to put all the.
No.
Oh my god! Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god.
no!
Oh my god. Holy shit. That was unexpected.
Oh no!
So yeah. So
That
I
happened.
remember. I remember when that
sorry.
last section was a lot harder, and I was all for it. And Yarden was like, "No, we can't just like take away that moment from the player. He has to like get to the end and feel this rush."
The point was like as again like with the sky and other areas, I was like, okay, this is supposed to be like a stressful climb up, but I don't want anyone to actually fail there. I don't want it to be like something like very hard that people like are going to be actually have to redo the fight again. It was like my worst fear, and it just happened on screen right now. So like I added those slow falling balls to make sure that you'll like be able to grab them even if you don't like jump from side to side on the platforms. And I also put some pass-throughs every few centimeters or whatever, so like that will also like cushion your fall. And it just happened anyway. But in the DLC that we're working on, there's a new ability that's going to make it so this will not happen anymore. You will not die in this chase, and if you will, I hope not. I mean, like, yeah, that's basically a new ability that should make this like even more, hopefully, yeah, not frustrating, the chase sequence.
Is the DLC? Would you say it's like optional, or would you say it's like a director's cut thing where you've like modified the game, made it bigger?
Oh, it's probably both, I guess. But like, pretty much all the DLC is optional, all the bosses as well. But you're encouraged, I guess, to do them because they give you new abilities that like they make some stuff easier as well. It's kind of, I guess, a bit of the thinking like Elden Ring. If you find something too hard, then you can like go back and do something else that will make it easier. So some of these new abilities will make some fights and some challenges like platforming easier.
Oh yeah, so
Uh,
the godsend for this guy when he
Yeah.
can start running with that new ability.
There's an attack that Chidra does with the crystals that he holds with both his hands. If you pull yourself to them, he's actually baiting you and he's gonna smack you down when you get there. Yeah. But if you know that's gonna happen, you can just dash away and hit his head.
Yeah.
That can be useful if you know how to do it.
So because this boss fight is, well, the goal was, as is with a lot of boss fights that end like the game, that like this will put everything together, everything to use. You can use everything. I was like also thinking about people that have like builds that focus around reflecting projectiles back. So that's why some attacks like have some hidden parable projectiles hidden. Here you go, from this one. Oh no, that's not the one. When it does like the shattering small crystal stuff. It actually can also parry some of these hands. You could have parried this one, for example, like the slaps down.
I had no idea
Yeah.
you could just like reflect that giant ball.
Here you go, this one. So I added later on the white one, so you could be able to parry something. And this is where the bait comes in, and a lot of people just like keep doing it again and again. And then you can also pull these ones from the ground.
Yeah, you have a lot of opportunities to make this fight shorter than it could be.
You could also parry those hands when he's like swiping away from middle.
You know, it's funny. I know, like, looking at this, I know that I could do that, but I never do. And the signs are all there, right? They're not glowing red. I know that I can parry anything that deals damage that's not red. But I still don't do it. All right. Take number
to be
2.
Like we didn't know initially that you could also parry those hands. It's just how the system works. Because he slammed with those hands, and because we didn't tag a mark that makes it unparable, you could just parry them. And then when some player just discovered it, we decided to leave it in. There we go. You should basically just like keep catching those balls. So now you're probably like panicking. Oh my god, there's another health bar, but no, it's pretty. It's a callback to the start of the game where you parry hands from first boss.
Oh shit! It is.
Oh, you didn't realize?
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
It's supposed to be like a cycle. Oh, it's all back to parrying hands. Like turn it off. Like just this one's don't crow.
I love his animations here, where he just gets weaker.
So this spot over here, I wanted to be much more gruesome. I wanted to do to animate like the pieces, his face crumbling and pieces of it like stretching out and stuff. But this was like really a few months before the game launched, I think, maybe even like 2 or something. And I was like, oh no, I still need to finish some like areas in the game and stuff. So here you're going up a ladder, elevator again, and it is a very long shaft. But to make it feel even much longer, like you're going like really far off, we just made the elevator really slow compared to like all the other times.
So it's all a lie.
Yeah, you are going a lot up, but it just feels like it's a lot up.
Mm.
Yeah, if you ever get to see the map of the game, you really are going high, very high. But you then made some smart cinematic choices here that make it even higher.
So this is the final climb, kind of similarly to where you're heading up to the city area. The goal here was just again to like create the anticipation of where you're heading towards, what could possibly be at this point in the game, and have like some small holes in the background to like tease what's going on outside. Like there's a lot of colors. It's like all glowing and stuff. So this was supposed to like just be a climb of anticipation.
There are also some secret interactions here that you can only find if you fulfill a certain criteria, which I won't spoil.
I think we can spoil.
Yeah? Okay. Well, if you find all the beacons in the game, which are the things that open up the map for you, then you have a certain interaction with something called kin, which honestly, I don't know how or if I can even describe it.
Bit of trivia on this ambient track. It was originally going to be the hub music, but Alex came up with a much more interesting idea with coming up with like a hub music that would relate to the final boss. So we thought it would be more appropriate to repurpose it here.
Sean made like a bunch of tracks, and like I think like the first one, like each one of the tracks he made was great. Like each one of them was great. But if one of them felt like less like fitting for one area, then okay, I don't want to interrupt here, I guess. So this is like the final. This is like basically the end of the game, and we end on this note.
Time.
So anyway, yeah, all these
direction
tracks,
in this game is just amazing.
so I was talking about you, Sean. Okay, so hold up a second. All of Sean's tracks were great. I want to use every single one of them.
Oh, we're moving on to the art now.
And like this is what the perfect space to put. Rose's music was also great. I actually wanted him to I want to use like his stringed versions of every song in the game, like for Absorb or anywhere. I just want to use his like Rose's songs were fantastic. I'm still listening to them. I'm trying to like quickly compliment here.
Thank you. Jarden's a good director.
Okay, so
I know he
anyway,
gave us a lot of tips, helped us along the way. So thank you, Jarden.
Well, thank you.
He also worked his ass off on this game for hours on end, especially towards release. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
If he even slept some of the days.
So this is I think the plugin time.
Quickly, he's skipping the credits.
Plug stuff. Plug him. you can find Ro on. Say it.
Oh, I'm Alex Rowe. You can search that name for YouTube, Spotify. I'm also composing the music for a game called The Iron Oath that comes out next month on Steam on April the 19th. And I'm really excited about that soundtrack too.
John.
I already plugged my
Hello.
stuff. I think.
What?
I already plugged my stuff when we were watching the Pale Sky section. But yeah, I'm on YouTube, and that's about it. I have a Twitter as well, but I rarely post there.
So you can find Grime on pretty much all of the PC stores, Steam, Epic, itch.io, GOG. You can follow us on social media, on Twitter, play lower line Grime.
Underscore,
Hey,
yeah.
lower- yeah. We post updates on the DLC and what we're working on, where we were working bosses, etc. And I think that's it. I don't know
Yeah.
if we're like kind of
Yeah.
pushed it
What-
way beyond.
One more thing before we end. Grime is
I
also
hope-
available. Grime is also available on Stadia, and we're working on a Switch port, so please look forward to it.